Okay, so I'm being pushed to do some research about, the denizens of the earth, the spirits of the earth, the tree people in particular, because of just unexplainable experiences that have synchronized with now someone who's caught it on camera. I also believe this person to be genuine. Another person out here who's my soul brother, and I haven't even talked about this subject yet. He's experiencing the same exact thing. And it's like, I didn't even mention it until it happened like so many times, to the point where it's like, so, and this is happening with my, I'm not sure if it happened with, I think these are maple or whatever trees these are. But, I believe there's 2 locust trees, and they're all like this fuchsia pink. So I have 2 in the front, and I believe 3 along the side. And the one in the center that broke is the last time I saw one of these, or the effects. It's kind of like the wind. You don't see the actual thing because your eyes the way they are, but you see the effects of it. You see the branch, okay, and it's so obvious to where it's like, wow, is there a big ass heavy bird on there, or and this was just a little skinny kind of branch. So I thought, wow, it had to be pretty big to weigh it down like that, and it kind of went down a couple times, like boom, boom, like how a diving board, okay. So I thought, the squirrels usually aren't in the backyard, but all those birds had flown over my head. None of them landed there, all those pairs of birds. So, and I looked right when it was moving, so I would have seen whatever animal it was would have been right there still. So I know I'm not crazy. Other people are experiencing this very specific thing, okay? These are the tree spirits, and I'm watching something right now. I'm only like literally 2 minutes into it. It's about 1 hour and 15 minutes. I'll put the link in the description box. I don't know how it's going to flow, if I'll resonate with everything this person's saying. And I believe, it's like I find all these things that my dad tells me to check out, and then I don't write it down, and then because I purposely I want to be led by spirit, and then I end up checking out all the same people because my dad and I were highly resonant, and so we resonate, vibrate with a lot of the same people out here on YouTube and have the same opinions and stuff. So anyway, this person, it's not the name of the channel. The channel is is called Theosophical Society, and the speaker is Atala. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. Atala or Atala, Dorothy Toy. So Atala, Dorothy Toy, and it's about Earth's interdimensionals, nature spirits. So very fascinated to start delving into this subject. And it's just a lot of things are coming together. If you look at like the Shadowscapes deck, the tarot deck, the Shadowscapes, a lot of tree people, okay? Everything in the movie The Labyrinth, all kinds of movies, the fairy tales, the story, all the way back, there's always been like, in paintings and all kinds of stuff, the faces on the trees, the tree people, okay, the tree spirits. So, this is a real thing. The veil that's what apocalypse is, supposedly, is the lifting of the veil, the removal of the veil. So, a lot of these supernatural, unexplainable things, it's not that they're new. It's been there, okay, but we're just seeing them now with these naked eyes because the veil, right, as we raise our vibration and we can take on more information without like freaking out about stuff. You know, we're allowed to see more and more, hear more and more, experience more and more. So it's just a natural progression for people who are ready to start seeing more and hearing more and experiencing more. So it's a gradual process. When you're ready for the next thing, it'll come to you, and so on and so forth. So there's a few people now, and they're twin flames. It's very interesting because I think I needed confirmation before I shared this, and my team's like, okay, now you've seen it visually. Do you have confirmation? Now do you? And the thing I wanted to share was how all these connections. So I'm like, the Shadowscapes Tarot deck popped into my mind, and the labyrinth, the tree people, the tree people, all the way back, all these different images throughout my lifetime. And then the dream that I had, I shared it. I can't remember the name of the title, and I have so many videos on my channel. But I think I've mentioned it maybe a couple times. But this dream I had where I'm just in the middle of the street, and there's a sidewalk, and it's just a regular city. And my son's like playing, and like he slides down the street, and there's like two of him. But when the tree does it, and it's like rooted in the middle of the street, like in cement, it's odd, like it's my son. They're like just like a normal person, right? And it was just like out of place. It was odd. I'm like, a tree, it was so weird. So that slid down the street as well. So it's still, you know, in my periphery. It's just like, I don't know, maybe slid 10, 20 feet, something. So now it's over to my left, the actual tree, and still, you know, like in the middle of asphalt, okay? So it very much was trying to show me this parallel between, because my son, okay? So it's trying to show the parallel of its humanity, you know? And when the tree did that, it left behind this outline of the tree, okay? So it was like this big pine tree, like you would think of like an image of a Christmas tree, all like fanned out, you know, on the edges. This tall pine tree. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. It was like plasmic, like kind of, you know, like gaseous plasma. Okay, so a definite outline. And, sorry, I'm plugging in my computer here really quick. And when I was, when I looked up closer, because I was like, it left it. So my son, there was like two of him. His imprint was like an actual, like, that looked like just another one of him, pretty solid material. But this looked, but it wasn't trying to show me a difference between the two. It was just trying to show me a parallel. Now I see it was just paralleling the humanity of this tree, showing me the connection between it and my son, which is a human being. Okay, so, and you know, spirit led, right? So anchored in spirit. So I looked more closely into this like three-dimensional plasmic outline of the tree, the imprint that the tree left, okay? And so the solid version's over here on my left, and the imprint where it was is still right there. And it looked like a world, like, swirling around in there. It looked like, you know, little worms, spaceships, buildings, like a whole just universe and cities and just little things I couldn't even identify, just swirling around, moving around, like all these life forms. So I have heard that trees, especially like ancient trees, are portals. So, and I don't know if maybe certain types of trees, or it comes from an ancient bloodline of trees, or you know what I mean? Like it's not a hybrid, or but it's like, you know, heirloom, ancient, whatever. Maybe these locust trees, I don't, because they're pretty young. So I was thinking, I don't know then if it's the trees are a portal, but then I was like, well, maybe it's not necessarily the tree or how old it is or how long it's been planted in a certain spot. Maybe it's the bloodline of the tree or something that, you know, why they're attracted to certain trees or whatever. So, but I have heard that about old ancient trees, that these are portals for, you know, these tree spirits and what have you. I believe them to be benevolent. Everyone has a bit of mischief, I think, and that's the part of the dog medicine that I got. I'm gonna do that perhaps today. Today's my son's birthday, so might do a special little reading, dog medicine. So it's like, you know, we're starting to get, you know, these really intense dreams, intuition. We're playing with our manifestation skills, the power of prayer and seeing it. Like, I have to share a bunch of stuff with you guys. I mean, and then you see it manifest and you're like, then you do it again and you do it again. And it's kind of like when you experience these things, like with this tree thing that I'm experiencing, it happens and you're like, and then it happens again and again, and you're like, how many times are you gonna go, like how many times are you gonna see 1111 or 444 before you're like, I need to go look this up and see what this is all about. Okay, so this is where I'm being guided now. So now it's about plant spirits, tree spirits, and it's not just the trees, but when I went to buy some house plants two weeks ago, how long have I had them? Maybe a couple weeks now. I haven't even shared. I haven't even gotten to that yet. Okay. I gotta compile all this stuff and write it down because it's freaking amazing. I can't even talk. I gotta just do that totally in a different video. But these tree people, these tree spirits, check the link if you're so inclined, or you could just look up tree spirits, interdimensional earth spirits, however you want to type it in. Whatever resonates with you will guide you to what God wants you to connect with. So if this resonates with you, if you're shamanic, if you want to learn more about the tree spirits and nature spirits, the denizens, you know, you can look for something shorter or whatever, because this one's like an hour and 15 minutes, like I said. So, but I'm going to get back to watching this. I'll leave the link below. If you're so inclined to check it out, please, yes, do. And or if you want to do it your own way and look it up however you want to do it, or just scratch it all together, whatever you want to do with it. But I think it's fascinating, and you know, I research things as I experience them. So this has been happening, and not just with me. A couple other people so far confirmed that I am not crazy. So so we're gonna go forth with this research. And yeah, if we find any other really fascinating, cool things to share on this subject, we will. But I like to just, you know, kind of just bring it up and let people go on their own trail. And it's just fascinating how just throughout the day, but from one day to the next, it's just like so much new stuff. It's just like, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. Just learning all this stuff. It's just fascinating. So I love you all. Bless you all. Peace be upon you all.